It's time for another Out of Bounds Rewind with Bo Bounds on ESPN 105.9, The Zone.
Tulu Griffin decides to stay at Mississippi State, Lugs. He's played a lot. 3 years, he had over 40 catches. His kick return average was number one in the country, 32 yards at kick return. What do you like about his game?
Well, I think he's one of those guys that can line up anywhere on offense. So when I talked about like the shifts, the motions, all some of those things, he can kind of become your John Mechie type of player where he's a slot, he motions around, he loops back, they throw a bubble screen to him. Or he's a jet sweep guy. Or he can play in the slot and work the open void, but he's fast enough to take the top off, and he can flip field position in the kicking game. I think that was one thing that I saw a lot of in this recruiting class in particular were receivers, and I'm not necessarily referencing this from a measurable standpoint of Tulu, but receivers who can play multiple roles and are your driving force in the kicking game oftentimes become your most valuable overall player. And we saw this with guys like Zach Branch that's going to USC out of Bishop Gorman. Punt returner, kick returner, slot receiver, and he's the fastest player in the class. But he's 5'9", right? So you're trading something off, right? So Tulu's 5'10", about 185 pounds. But he can provide so many things in so many different ways. And now what we're seeing college football more and more and more is how do you get yourself in scoring position to put yourself in 4-down territory, right?
Right.
I mean, think about how many fewer punts we are seeing. You get into plus 45 now, and you get 4th and 6 or less. I mean, the book is telling you to
Good
go
point.
for it. Well, what if you catch a punt the 27-yard line, and all of a sudden in one play you're on the 45? I mean, those guys are just critically valuable to maintaining field position and putting your offense in plus territory with the 4-down mindset.
I love that. Tom Luginbill on the Patron Tequila guest line, ESPN National College Football Analyst.
Don't miss one moment of the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Weekdays, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. on ESPN 105.9, The Zone.